Science is more than a body of knowledge. It's a way of thinking, a way of skeptically interrogating the universe with a fine understanding of human fallibility. If we are not able to ask skeptical questions, to interrogate those who tell us that something is true, to be skeptical of those in authority, then we're up for grabs for the next charlatan, political or religious, who comes ambling along.
I'm a skeptical robot.
Here we go. Ooh, amazing. I'm a skeptical robot. You're a good dude, yeah.
Gummi, redゼリーみたいな毛並みマイクの腹をかき捨ててインサイドに座る技を指示する腰に指輪が入ってるよドラッグキスフレックスマットはどこ紫にこんな髪彼にもキッズの命と密のダジャレがあるレスリングのカオス彼こそがそれだエルボードロー彼にはジョークがある彼は解説の王者だボディスラムと紫のフレア髪の声がどこにでも響く
Fingers dance on ivory keys so sly. Punchline sharper than a needle's eye. He's got jokes that sting and a wink to the crowd. Soft notes sing, but his fists talk loud. Laugh it up or take the punch. Pat Dixon serving a 2-for-1 lunch. A tune, a jab, a sly little grin. Enjoy it now. Let the madness begin. Heart that spins like a late night jam. Stories rolling like a battering ram. He's the kind of guy who'll crack a joke and remind you life's just a puff of smoke. Comedy cuts like a boxer's jab. Left hook humor, grab your cab. Piano smiles, but don't you forget he's the maestro. But there's muscle in his set. Laugh it up or take the punch. Cat Dixon serving a 2-for-1 lunch. A tune, a jab, a sly little grin. Enjoy it now. Let the madness begin.
Meow.
How is everybody doing tonight? Thank you so much for joining us on this special episode of Skeptical Robot. Folks, we are not going to be able to do an episode this Friday, so we thought we'd make it up to you with this special episode. And with me, as always, are my amazing co-host, Mr. Gummi Chainsaw.
What up, peoples?
And Mr. You know what? We need like a good moniker for you, like the infamous Pat Dixon. What would be a good wrestling name for you, Pat? What do you think?
The squirrel. I don't know.
The Tennessee Twister. Thank you so much for being with us this evening, folks. We have already gotten some amazing generosity from our just wonderful viewers. First off, we have Bacon Bits. Thank you so much for the... Well, yeah. I mean, it is Canadian, but it's still $2. Thank you very much.
Nope. Californian $2.
It adds up to $2 either way, though. It's just it costs him a little more money to give the $2. But.
It just has the Queen of England on it.
Yeah. Shout out to Bacon. I was just hanging out with him for the past hour and a half. We were watching
you guys. That was actually pretty fun. Yeah,
it was a fun hangout.
Thank you. And also, it says, "Oh, have a great show, boys. All three of you are amazing. Thank you very much, Bacon Bits." Much. And
we gotta have you on.
We have Miss Donna G with $49.99.
Marry me again, Donna.
Thank you so much. It says, "Hello, fantastic people." I think she means us.
She means me and the cat.
Yes, that's what she means. Thank you very, very much. And also we have Miss Airy Jane with $19.99. Thank you very much. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Now that one was actually focused at me. I do know that for a fact.
That's not true. Airy Jane knows that I'm becoming Mormon, and she's going to be wife number 3.
Ah, okay. That must be it.
That's right.
Thank you so much for the generosity,
love you, Miss
folks.
AJ. Thank you.
We appreciate it so much. It makes this way more fun to do. Yes. And also, we have a couple of super tips. Let's go to the super tip room. Yeah, I did this wrong. Okay, hold on. But let's see. First off, we have $3 from Dirmbag. I'm wearing new socks. Thank you, Dirmbag.
That makes one of us.
I appreciate it. And then we have Tim.
Word up.
Thank you for the $3. See you all at Hackmania.
By the way, before you move on to the next one, yes, see you there. Tim, on behalf of Tim, shout outs to all you guys. His kids' Girl Scout troop, were they able to hit the goal, unlike Aaron. They hit the goal because a lot of y'all contributed in buying Girl Scout cookies. So shout outs to all you guys. Thank you so much.
That is awesome. Glad to hear that. Thank you.
It's amazing that they're still doing that, isn't it?
It is, but it's also amazing I'm still buying them. I should have outgrown Girl Scout cookies, but I still do love some Girl Scout cookies.
I should have outgrown Girl Scouts myself.
They have these chocolate-covered raspberry cookies. Those things they fuck hard, bro. They're so good.
Ooh, I haven't heard of those.
And I haven't heard that expression.
Especially with Girl Scouts. Come on now.
Yeah. Yes. It's like that old joke. Oh, how does a Cub Scout become a Bear Scout? By eating a brownie.
That was the pitch, though. The Girl Scout used, though. You know, these really fuck hard.
Yes. Yeah. I guess talking about your Girl Scouts, these cookies are the tits. It's a little too Hey, welcome, Haley.
And also we have Last Dabbler standing with $5.
Looking forward to seeing y'all in Vegas. P.S. Carl told me to pass this message along. You're gay.
No, that one was for you, Luigi.
I just got called gay by Andre the Giant. Best night of my life.
Thank you so much.
Although I cannot imagine what Andre the Giant's hog looked like.
2 liter of Pepsi.
Yeah, probably. You ever seen that picture of him holding the can of beer and his like fingers go over it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Thank you so much. Thank you. We are going to be continuing the story of the Amityville Horror tonight. We got just so much positive feedback on it, and we wanted to kind of just fill in a little bit of the gap while we are out on Friday. So thank you very much to everyone for being here. One pun. Thank you for celebrating 3 months of membership.
And follow up by one pun again.
Thank you for the $2. See you cool cats and kittens in a few days.
Looking forward to seeing you, brother.
Looking forward to that. All right. But before we get started, we are going to have a little bit of our opening segment like we have done so far. And I really think that the Bullshido was kind of a hit when we did it on Friday. Did you enjoy the Bullshido, Pat?
I did very much, yeah.
Okay, good to know.
I've been working on it too, but I can't.
Well,
I can't even get the remote to come to me or anything.
If you combine what we've taught so far with Bullshido and Scientology, remember, if you want to move something with your mind, first thing you got to do is you got to ask it to move.
Yeah.
So yeah. And we are going to be doing some more Scientology, but I liked the Bullshido too, and I figured we'd show another quick clip. I see Carl already spoiling it for the rest of the class. A favorite here of Skeptical Robot. This one is going to involve someone by the name of Mr. George Dillman.
Oh my God! Wait to see this guy, Pat. He has martial arts written all over him.
Yes, and just a couple of quick clips just to get us in the mood before we dive into Amityville Horror. Thank you, everyone, folks. Please like and please hit the like button and consider becoming a member. We have a lot of stuff behind the paywall. And we actually just released 2 days ago, I think it was, a new members-only video in which the three of us watched a internet history lesson on the time that the CIA convinced a foreign country that there was an outbreak of vampires in order to quell a rebellion. It was very interesting for a little while. Then we just resorted to fart jokes. So here we go. Let's continue with a little bit of Bullshido.
But you have 3 nerves, not here now, but you feel here and you feel a little nobule.
Okay, now, to let you know, Pat, the purpose of these segments are to also bring you up to speed with some of the history of Skeptical Robot. This lardass is named George Dillman. He is a complete fraud, but he also does that whole touchless knockout thing where he knocks people out with his chi, but he also teaches pressure point martial arts. I guess you'd call that pressure point knockouts, whatever. But this is actually a clip from a seminar that he is teaching in how to knock someone out with a finger.
And Henry Rollins attended, it looks like.
Yes.
Henry Rollins, and don't be confused, this is George Dillman, not Tom Bosley.
Yes. You'll see what we mean. Tom Bosley. We have Tom Bosley.
Watch, you'll see. Look at Dillman when you see his face and the hair.
I love it when we have obscure references on this show that I don't think everybody gets, but I know that I get. Like when Pat on the last episode said that the same year that The Exorcist came out, also American Graffiti came out.
Yeah, had a big impact.
Stuff like that just cracks me up, and nothing will ever beat the time that that Gummi referred to Steven Dorff as Sexy Dan Hedaya. Shit like that will always make me laugh. But yes,
And Angry Delroy Lindo was another one.
Angry Delroy Lindo was another one. Yes. So Dillman here is teaching how to knock someone out with a pressure point in which all of your spiritual energy connects on your chin. And listen to him teach it like a biology lesson.
Feel a little nobule right there. Go dead center. Right here, and you'll feel like you have a pimple. That's where the nerve ends. This side of his body is yin. That side of his body is yang.
Do we got that? There's going to be a test later.
And a yin nut and a yang nut.
Yes. That side of his body, depending on where he's looking. It's not always the same.
Wait, you're facing me. Is it my yin or your yin?
Exactly. Yeah. One other episode that we had, Pat, was about a guy named Count Dante, who taught about something called the dim mak, which was the death touch. And he said that he knew how to locate someone's chi and touch it so that it basically overwhelmed their body with energy and caused them to die. But the thing was, it wasn't in the same place every moment of the day. Depending on the time of the day, your chi actually moved around your body. And there was a time, and I'm not making this up, we'll actually show the outline that he drew. There is a time of the day in which your chi is located in your rectum.
Oh, so it's like kind of like the G spot.
Yeah. So if you hit that thing, dead. Totally dead.
So I've saved a lot of lives that way.
Oh, we got a request for the lever. Folks, yes, please feel free to just let us know when you want us to hit the karmic lever. We are here to do your bidding with the lever. We are no longer charging. That was just for the last episode. Let me get it primed and calibrated. Here we go.
I'm not gay.
There you go. In case there was any question. All right, now back to George Dillman here. So he's teaching about...
Luigi, before you do that, I'm going to share a picture because I have a feeling Pat will know dim mak when you show him the picture. He might have seen the ad in old magazines or comic books.
Oh,
Does that look familiar, Pat?
Yeah, looks familiar, I guess.
Yeah, I figured you would know visually who Count Dante is just by looking at the ad.
Yeah, so he was actually a former hairdresser who decided to start teaching martial arts and how to kill people with your hands. Not a joke. Maybe we'll do a revisit on Count Dante.
I need a nice yin lady. Come here.
I need a nice yin lady. That sounds
racist.
I know. It totally sounds racist.
You seem yin. I was looking people over.
Yin lady to grab my yang.
Take your finger. Take this finger. You're going to hold him. You're going to hold that point. So they want to get it on the camera.
Oh, this guy's about to fall over.
Let me place it. I'm the one who knows this.
Now, here's what's funny is that this very short scene also demonstrates a lot of typical cult behavior in which he's trying to pass along some kind of sacred information to somebody, but also let them know he's in control. And then when things don't go right, who do you blame? You blame the students for not applying this new knowledge accurately or properly. You'll see what I mean.
Smelling her fingers too.
What'd you say?
He's totally smelling her fingers too.
I think she's fallen in love with you. So you're right there. Okay, now a little pressure down that way. That's it. I need a good yang per. You seem like a yang individual.
I don't even know where to start with that one.
We need to isolate that. I need a good yang.
If the guy's Asian, man, that's going to be the best.
You seem
good
like
yang individual.
You seem like a good yang individual. Ah, shit.
Sir, my last name's Nguyen. It's just like...
I think she's fallen in love with you. So you're right there. Okay, now a little pressure down that way. That's it. I need a good yang Yang you seem like a Yang individual. You're going to stand off the side here, right here. You're going to take this finger. Now this is the ideal situation because I got Yin holding his Yin side, Yang holding the Yang side.
All right, are we all on board with what he is demonstrating here for us? As long as you touch these two sides, which if you're being assaulted by a random criminal trying to rob you, he's going to give you the opportunity to do this to him. But as long as you put your fingers on these two different sides of his chin, it's activating some sort of secret. I don't know. It's bullshit. Whatever.
Of course, he's too busy. He's distracted by the gun he's holding to you for you to touch his face. You can get right in there. No problem.
No problem at all.
And I take that finger.
This finger? What finger?
And we just go in the middle to hunt. It's right there.
Oh no. Oh, look at him. Oh, wait.
You all right? You weren't pressing.
You see that? It didn't work because you weren't doing it right, bitch.
Look at that anger in his face.
I know. It's
Wait,
awful.
That's when it doesn't work. It makes the guy do that.
Right, because it didn't knock him out entirely.
'Cause
It
he's
only
still on his
dazed
feet.
him. Yeah. You see, now we're gonna get the actual way of how it's done with the master here now with us.
This bitch didn't go full yin.
Hold that. Press. You press.
That was the look on Three Stooges, like when like a fucking dish fell on their head or something, a pot.
Yes, yeah, and he had to do the whole "I'm fainting." I
You
mean,
need like the birds chirping.
yeah. So absurd and ridiculous. But this is what these people sell, and there are lines of people waiting to buy.
Help me get him up. Help me get him up. Help me get him up.
I don't know. Is he still alive? Do we need to call an emergency doctor in here?
Get him up.
Can he be saved?
Didn't even wet his pants. That would have been a nice touch.
It would have been absolutely.
Oh yeah, he could have spent like $10.
You see the
for, like, a
pupils how
shit squid.
dilated?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
He could have spent like $10 on like a shit squib. So when he fell on his ass, it looked like he shit himself.
Hey, some of us don't need it.
Yeah.
It immediately affects the eyes. You know it's a knockout if the pupils get dilated.
Sir, I believe you are practicing medicine without a license.
You know it's a knockout.
All right. So now that we've seen that, we're actually going to see a demonstration of the Dimmock. Can you believe it? Remember, this is the death touch, a way to harness all of your power and energy into your fingers to bring on devastation with your fingers, whatever, some adjectives in there. And this was live on TV. Live
Yeah, a
on
Hawaii
TV.
morning show. They're like, death touch.
This Tuesday's death touch will be demonstrated by. It's a regular segment.
I'm gonna do it because I shouldn't.
This is great if you haven't seen this before.
Grandmaster Bruce Silva here. There's a big demonstration that's coming up next week Saturday, but for now we have a sneak peek. So we're gonna start right over here. Is that right? Yes. Okay.
Is this guy in the
21.2
karate
pounds.
military?
That's the brick right there.
You know what's
Okay,
funny
and
is
why the glass?
there's a
I'm gonna
long
break
history of what this guy does, and we'll get into it actually in one episode. But he's part of a what would you call it? Almost like a karate gang. Like
Jesus.
it's hard to explain. Is that a good demonstration? It's part of the Black Dragon.
Like a dojo. Dojo.
Yeah,
I remember
dojo,
them, yeah.
Of the clan.
From the Warriors.
Clan.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
They fought the Ninja Turtles. You know.
That concrete slab with that glass without breaking the glass.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
I'm ready. Okay, watch carefully. Watch carefully. He's not going to break the glass, but he's going to break the brick.
That's incredible.
Wow.
Wait,
Pretty
To be honest, I actually felt these bricks. These are real bricks. I mean, there's no don't. Oh! Check it out, baby.
He's got it down. The death touch.
No. He accidentally used all of his chi and broke all the bricks.
I want to think he did that on purpose, because that's great. If you know what I mean, like, look, they're real. Oops.
Well, what's great is their reactions afterward kind of do demonstrate, unless they're great actors, that it was not on purpose.
Gun! How the hell did you do that? Oh my God. That's right, I busted
Okay.
That's stolen fingers, brother.
I'm sorry. Okay, so we have. Okay, what is this over here?
This is 110 pounds.
Okay.
With the head.
Okay, go for it.
Don't touch it.
I won't.
I love that. Stop touching shit. You're ruining my con.
Touch it.
Wow. I don't know what he's laughing about.
He's
And I'm
laughing.
like we're featuring total bullshit on our show.
Yeah.
How are they not cutting to commercial?
They just move on. It's really smart.
But now listen to this little remark he
You know what?
does.
Either way, that was impressive.
Either way, if it was bullshit or not, it was impressive.
That was good job. Good job. Okay, so lots of discipline goes into martial arts.
Yes, it does.
Okay. And it's not just you. There's going to be a big demonstration from others.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I've got Dixon Taekwondo coming. Yeah.
Okay.
Master
So this is
Dixon.
Dixon Taekwondo.
Dixon.
yeah.
That's what I thought he said.
Give us the info.
Saturday, April 30th, I'm going to try to do 9 world records. And this is the first time I'm going to do this and get on Guinness Book of
The
Records.
Black Dragon World
Okay.
Record
Thank you, Grandmaster. We
exhibition.
appreciate
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back. You're watching Sunrise.
I had to keep in all the laughing because that made it for me that he just wouldn't stop laughing. Like, wow, I totally fucked up your whole act. But yes, there you go,
great.
folks. Always be on the lookout for grifters. They're always trying to steal from you.
Tiff, you are always on time. The lovely Tiff will be my assistant at Hackamania at the Merch Table, and she will be selling cheese for real. She has amazing cheese. She sent me cheese, and it is probably the best I've ever had. Big tins of cheese. So come buy some cheese and keychains. This is all true.
Not where I saw the conversation going. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
We were just talking about chi, so now he's talking about plural cheese.
Actually,
cheese.
I had told Luigi that I had an idea for a T-shirt where it's mac and cheese, but it's CHI''S.
Oh yeah, it's true.
It's
Yeah,
our
he
martial
did.
arts dojo and restaurant. Big tins. They're like, you know those tins that the those blue tins that the
Every
cookies
time
come
you say
in.
that, it sounds
It's like that
weird.
with cheese wheels, bro. They're so good, bro. I'm dead ass. She sent me and my family 2 tins, and it's probably the best like cheddar I've ever had. And
But
she's bringing some tins.
every
so.
time you say big tins, I'm like, what? It sounds odd.
It's so they can ship well. So
No, I got it. It sounds like big
Yeah.
tits is my point.
Well, I have those.
She's bringing big tins of cheese. All right, folks. Thank you very much. Now, back to the show. We will get back on track here with the Amityville Horror stuff. I'm actually trying to get my notes together. All right. Now, Pat, can you please summarize what we went over on episode 1? Go.
Okay, there was a murder at this house in Amityville, and apparently it became haunted after that. There were flies and a red room that was secret.
Don't forget the diarrhea.
That's right. Diarrhea ghosts were they had diarrhea ghosts who would appear in their toilets. And there was a lot of they called a lawyer to come and look at the place for some reason.
All right. I appreciate you trying. It is so complicated and crazy. But it was fun watching you
watch part 1. Just watch part 1. Yeah.
Watching you try to tell it.
Also, the dog tried to hang himself.
That's right. Yes.
That did happen.
Oh, I'm a dog. Oh, So basically what happens is, yes, there is a murder at 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, which was a suburb in Long Island. And 6 people got killed. One guy decided to kill his family. A lot of weird things about the case, but we're going to just focus on everything that happened after. But
real quick, Luigi.
Oh yeah.
All right. Now that you did the Robin Williams, I just got to tell you something that happened this morning real quick. So I was in bed, right? And I sleep in bed without a shirt on. And it's like really cold up here right now in New York. So in around 4 a.m, I moved to the other side of the bed and it was really cold. And I went, oh. And I just started cackling at 4 a.m. I woke myself up doing like an inadvertent impersonation. Oh. when I went to the cold part of the bed.
I find myself doing it at ridiculous moments in my life. Or like if I just want to like if I'm messing with a dog, I just be like, oh, I'm a dog. Oh. Look at me, I'm a dog. I don't think anybody laughs at that except us, but whatever. So after the murder, that is Ronald DeFeo Jr. killed his family, all 6 members of his family. He was belting it. And he is sentenced to 6 life sentences. 13 months after the murders, the Lutz family moves into the house. And what happens there from then on is all a matter of controversy because we don't really know. But what they claim happens is ghosts shitting in toilets, cloven hoofs on snow. We've found out, though, there was no snow in the time that they were there. Then also liquids pouring out of the walls.
I think I summarized it this well. I don't know what you mean. A lot more quickly too.
That's good.
It's just an echo, Luigi.
So let's skip to
and the pig with red eyes.
Family, a pig with red eyes. The Lutz family moves out and they contact Ronald DeFeo's lawyer. His name is William Weber, and they start talking about possibly writing a book together about their experiences. But then they find out that William Weber gives them this contract that says that it's going to cut in Ronald DeFeo, the murderer, with 5% of their profits. And they have a moral objection to that. And they say no. Well, they decide to cut ties, but then they get a threat from William Weber that says, well, I'm going to hold a press conference about your story and you're going to show up. Or I'm going to send the press over to your school and they're going to get the information from your kids. This is their story. And so they have this press conference and then they hire a paranormal investigator that they found in the Yellow Pages. I actually found that out yesterday, who markets himself as a vampire hunter to investigate the house for any paranormal activities. And then when the vampire hunter shows up, he believes the whole thing is a hoax and starts calling out the family for perpetrating this hoax. That's right. The vampire hunter becomes the voice of reason.
You can't get one past the vampire hunter.
Bob Levy's texting me. He says, you forgot to mention the words like voices from the other room. It says, you forgot to, So,
voices from the other room? What do you mean?
That was, I don't know. It's Bob.
Okay.
Maybe the red room?
Oh, the red room. Okay, yes. They find a room that is red and they somehow believe it's evil. They don't really give a reason other than the color red. They associate red with evil. That's it. That they don't give any explanation. We find out they're not good at grifting.
Oh, and there was like a ghost. It was like a little ghost girl who said that they played with their dolls in there. They actually had her on video.
Yes, and we get a neighbor who was friends with the family who says, no, there was nothing evil about this. We used to come in here all the time. Gribbler, thank you for $2. Every summer we get houseflies. Is it haunted? The answer is yes.
That's $2. Or you kill a person every summer.
And so now that they fire the vampire hunter, the Lutz family fires a vampire hunter, and they claim that the reason they're firing him is because they think being a vampire hunter is too ridiculous, and they don't want that. But the vampire hunter gives a different story. Now, that brings us to the introduction of the Warrens. Laura DiDio is someone we've actually already shown in our coverage here, was a 20-year-old intern at a news station who was contacted by the Lutz for a reference to some paranormal investigators who can investigate the house now that they are out of a paranormal investigator. And she references them to Ed and Lorraine Warren. We know who they are. They are the grifters of all grifters. They're the worst. So
is she the one that wore that huge red sweater?
Yes.
With their huge body, I think.
Yeah.
Say, well, it was warranted.
She wore that circus tent.
It wasn't baggy or anything. It was actually pretty snug.
So here we are now. This is where we pick up the story of the introduction to the... Oh, wait. Here you go. First off, Sane Ranger, thank you for the $4.99. Howdy, everyone. Hi, Pat. It is cool to see you today. Hi, Bob.
Bob.
Okay.
Get here, Bob.
Just catching up on episode 1.
Someday you'll get it, Luigi.
One day.
Though what actually transpired between Kaplan and the Lutzes remains the subject of debate, George and Kathy continue their search for a paranormal researcher. Enter Laura DiDio, then a 19-year-old intern with a local television news station.
Much smaller back then.
At the time, I'm an aspiring reporter. I just wanted to be Lois Lane, Brenda Starr, Lana Lang. I said, wow, this would be a great story for the TV station. The Lutzes at the time were not talking to anybody. They did not really want to talk to the media.
Laura DiDio, he was the first person that came to us and said, look, I don't want anything to happen here that will hurt your family. And I'd like, if you don't mind, to check out the credibility of people that you involved in this.
So she apparently, as far as I can tell, does not have any ulterior motives or any vested interest in this. And as far as we can tell, she, as a 20-year-old intern, was really looking for a story. And she approached them and said, hey, can I help?
Investigation.
Young as I was at the time, I was still a cynical New Yorker. One of the things that struck me about their story is they seemed genuinely frightened and genuinely moved by...
And who wouldn't be genuinely frightened by ghosts shitting in your toilet?
Whatever had happened to them in this house.
A few days later, DiDio introduces the Lutzes to self-proclaimed demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Now, before we get into these subhuman pig people known as the Warrens, I would actually like to very quickly show a video about how she was introduced to the Warrens. So, let me add this. Look at that beauty.
So
Nice
even if they were delusional or making it up, these two were a couple of good actors if they were phonies. I mean, Meryl Streep and Robert De Niro couldn't have done a better job.
You hear that? Meryl Streep and Robert De Niro couldn't have done a better job. So let's just say she was buying it. She really was buying what the Lutzes were selling.
So I wanted to put them in touch with somebody. And of course, at Channel 5, we wanted to go into the house with paranormal investigators. And at the time, I originally called Hans Holzer because he had done a documentary at Channel 5 on a haunted discotheque down in Greenwich Village.
I had to leave that in for the absurdity in which she called somebody who had done a documentary about a haunted discotheque in Greenwich Village.
Isn't that an AI song? Haunted discotheque. Haunted discotheque.
It sounds like a song that somebody we know might write, doesn't it? Ghost party of some sort? I don't know.
Haunted discotheque.
A haunted discotheque. So here's what's interesting, though, is that this might not seem very relevant right now, but this has a very big part of the story later. She just mentioned that the guy who made that documentary was named Hans Holzer. guess what? Hans Holzer has already made an appearance in our explanation of the story. He was in episode 1. He was actually the guy in the first video that we played right after the interview with Ronnie DeFeo. He says something like, "This becomes the most interesting crime investigation," if you guys remember that. Anyway, he becomes a major player in this story later. But knowing that he made a documentary about a haunted discotheque is just the perfect introduction, and I had to leave that in there.
Some in the late 60s, and it was a big ratings winner. Hans, unfortunately, he basically said, well, let's do this right. Let's put together a documentary. I want to make money, and et cetera, et cetera. I said, Hans, I'm sorry. You're deserving of the money, and certainly you're right, but this is the news division, not the entertainment division. We have no money.
That's another very interesting thing. I just want you guys to put a pin in this because we are going to bring this up a little bit later. She offered this story or this job as a paranormal researcher to Hans Holzer, and Hans Holzer says, I'm going to need a video crew. I'm going to need a big budget. And she says, no. So he declines.
Isn't it quaint how there used to be a separation between the news division and the entertainment division?
Yes, and I did find that actually interesting myself when she said that.
Go in here tomorrow with a news crew. Are you on board? He says, no, I'm not interested. And again, keep in mind that this was not a huge story at the time. It was a very local to Long Island story. It really hadn't even reached Hans's ears in New York City.
Right.
So then myself and Marvin Scott and Steve Bauman, who were working on the thing, I said, well, we'll have to get somebody else. And Marvin Scott and I had both worked with the Warrens prior to this. I had a radio show on Fordham and at Fordham University and had interviewed them.
Okay, that's enough. That's all we really need to know.
How about a brush for this lady? A comb? Anything? My God. She looks like she's fighting off a hot flash the whole time she's sitting there.
There is a bald eagle's nest in that head. Okay, so those are all things that are actually going to be, those are foreshadowing a lot that we're going to learn later. So let's just recap it real quick. The Lutzes need a paranormal investigator. She offers this to a guy named Hans Holzer, and Hans Holzer says, I did this documentary about a haunted discotheque. I want to do it the same way. She says, no. He goes, fine, I'm not interested. But she knows the Warrens from an interview that she did in college, and so she refers the Warrens to them, to George and Kathy Lutz. So now, back to, all right, I'm going to do this right.
Supporters.
There we go.
A few days later, DiDio introduces the Lutzes to self-proclaimed demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren. After their initial meeting, George and Kathy agree to let the Warrens investigate.
So now, if you remember, there was this Hans Gruber. There was this initial meeting with the Lutzes and Stephen Kaplan, the vampire hunter, and Stephen Kaplan starts to get suspicious of George Lutz, who begins to drop these little buzzwords about the occult. He says, there's demons in there. And he starts naming demons, and he says, this demon's living in there. And Stephen Kaplan is saying, wait a minute, why are you telling me this? This sounds like you already kind of know what you're doing, and you might be predisposed to believing this sort of thing. And that's what starts setting off his red flags to say, this isn't real. This is a hoax.
And they're real demons, like they're not. It's not like Larry the demon or something.
Frank the demon. Frank of the seventh level of hell, and supposedly, allegedly, there is a standoff between George Lutz and the Warrens at their first meeting. So apparently, Laura DiDio calls George Lutz and says, hey, will you meet these other paranormal investigators that I want to introduce you to? He says, okay, sure. They meet at a restaurant. So at this time, I think that's a call for the lever. Let me just finish this real quick, though. This time at the restaurant, now George Lutz doesn't want to say anything. It's really kind of funny because the testimony of this conversation is that Ed Warren says, okay, George, tell me what happened in the house. And George Lutz goes, you know, and leaves it at that. And Ed Warren goes, no, I don't know. He goes, ghosts. So now he went from saying too much to now like trying to correct himself, and now he's not saying anything. And allegedly Ed Warren stood up and threatened to fight him because he was wasting his time. But at some point they made up and they agreed to let the Warrens investigate the house. Okay, let's get to the lever. Ooh.
A helmet, mask, forgive me. Corrected, bedabbler. God, I want to fucking punch you in the face.
All right, I guess that one only makes me laugh. All right, so now here we are with the first investigation by the Warrens at the Lutz home.
TV station Channel 5 were determined to get the scoop.
I got in touch with George Lutz and said, your family needs help, because they were clearly terrified.
Laura called in a celebrated pair of psychic investigators based in Connecticut, Ed and Lorraine Warren.
The type of work that we do is investigation into the...
Hey, Gummi, I just saw your message. No, are you talking? I can't hear you.
I was wondering what happened to Gummi. I haven't said a word in a while. Not a peep.
What? You popped out and popped back in a couple of times. Why don't you restart your computer? All right.
Paranormal, the supernatural, the preternatural, from haunting phenomena caused by human spirits or through poltergeist activity or the demonic inhuman hauntings.
So are you familiar with the Warrens, Pat, before this? Mm-mm. So they have actually made quite the name for themselves through...
Oh, wait, the Warren Commission, yeah.
That's it. They were on the Warren... They were the ones who actually developed the magic bullet theory. That actually would make sense. But the Warrens are... they're frauds. They're absolute total frauds, but they have made a name for themselves as paranormal investigators with the Conjuring movies, if you heard of those. They had these movies made about them that are completely fictionalized and ridiculous. I'll admit they're entertaining, they're fun, but they do market them as true stories, and that shit just bothers me. But they have a museum, a paranormal museum, or they used to anyway, in Connecticut, where it was just their basement, and they put a door on it, and it's a bunch of stuff that they would buy at Spirit Halloween stores and tell people that they were haunted items. And people would come and see, and what we're seeing right here is actually from their museum, and it's all stupid.
You must get some kind of a tax break when you call something a museum, rather than just like a regular tourist attraction or something.
We're going to find out a little bit later. They were actually very shrewd business people, and were actually very recently sued over something that they did. Having to do with determining the truth. So they're terrible. They are absolute scum of the earth, frog people. But let's see here.
And introduced by this reporter who was trying to advise them, be careful who you get involved with.
Exactly.
We've worked on numerous possession cases and exorcisms, and Warner Brothers has the rights to our life.
Did you hear what she just said there?
Warner Brothers has the rights to our life.
That is, I very purposely chose that clip as the introduction clip to the Warrens, because we're going to find out nothing can sum up their introduction better than that, in which she is simply trying to introduce herself and say what she does. We investigated ghosts. Warner Brothers has the rights to our life. Why was that important to the story? Because they are fame-chasing whores. That is why. And nothing can really demonstrate how well nothing can really demonstrate how much of fame-chasing whores they are than their own words. In her introduction, she says, "My name's Lorraine. Warner Brothers has the rights to my life." Why was that necessary? And how does that not completely invalidate anything that comes after it? If I met Stephen Hawking and he talked to me about black holes and then ended it with, or however his voice sounded, "Warner Brothers has the rights to my life," I would second guess anything he said after that. I'd be like, why are you telling me that? I don't care. So you just are doing this to make a movie, to sell off your life rights and make money. Wow.
What if Robin Williams was crippled like that? Oh, ha ha. Oh, ha.
Warner Brothers has the rights to my life. I'm in a wheelchair. So there you go. There you have it. That's her introduction, in which she wants you to know that, sure, she spent a lifetime investigating nonsense and pretending like it's real, but she won in the end because she sold her life rights to Warner Brothers. I'm going to kind of actually spoil a little bit of the future here, story with her, in that when I just said that they were sued recently, excuse me, they were sued in 2017 over that issue right there. Ed died in 2006. She was still alive, but they were sued over the rights that she sold to Warner Brothers because, as any good grifter does, she had originally sold them to somebody else first. She sold her life story to a novelist who wanted to write these novels about their adventures in paranormal investigating. And ultimately, they got sued. Hey, Gummi, you say something?
No.
Oh, man. What's going on?
Meow, meow, meow.
Meow, 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 meow. We can't hear you.
It's a tin of cheese. It's a delicious cheddar.
Big old tinnies. Big old tinnies of cheese.
The other side of the bed was colder than the first side of the bed.
Oh, I'm a cat. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, Jimmy. Boy. So, yeah.
You just sit there and look pretty.
So when they made these...
There he is.
I wonder if it's your internet connection. You came in for a second there.
Okay. Do I sound okay now?
Oh, yes. There you go. Yeah. Sound great.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I know what happened. Windows just randomly switched my mic from voice mod to like regular mic. It was being Windows.
Oh,
Let's just
sorry.
leave it at that. Also, fuck you guys. You know what's funny? I knew I couldn't be heard, and it wasn't because I was cracking all jokes as usual, but it wasn't that. It's not that Luigi wasn't laughing at my jokes. It's that Pat wasn't pointing out my bombs. That's how I knew this shit wasn't working. That's how I literally knew you guys couldn't hear me.
That's what a good friend does.
Yeah, that's how I knew. I'm like, nope, these guys can't hear me because I definitely laid some turds out there on some audio shit.
Man, I am killing tonight.
What up, Ferdinand?
So the interesting thing is that that's what she got sued over, is that she sold her life rights to a novelist who was writing these stories. And then when the movies came out, the guy who she had originally sold them to started suing Warner Brothers, saying, you can't make these movies because I have the rights to her life. And what Warner Brothers did was they responded with saying, no, you got sold stories that were fictionalized because you wrote them in novels. We market our stories, our movies, as true stories. So we didn't violate your contract or your rights because we have the life rights and we're calling ours true, whereas you don't use the word true. So the judge did not like that strategy. So the judge said, okay, so you're saying they're true stories? He set a date and said, when you come back, I expect to see proof that ghosts are real. Good luck. And
fair.
It
Firm,
was pretty
but fair.
interesting. Yeah. But the thing is, she tried to screw over the first person by selling the life rights twice, double dipping. So that's a pretty cruel and evil person to do something like that. Anyway, yeah, hit the like button. Let's go with another lever clip.
When you're secure in your heterosexuality like I am, 110% secure in it, you can do things in this world that most men dare fear to tread. And I am doing it.
What a show. All right. So now let's learn more about the folks in the chat. Who's more ridiculous, the Warrens or that guy? Ah, shit, I put in a little section here. I always try to buffer these. All right, now it's going to mean more. Act surprised when we get there.
The Warrens kick off the investigation by meeting with George and Kathy to do an informal interview.
I arranged to do the introductions between Ed and Lorraine Warren and George and Kathy Lutz out at Kathy's mother's house. And we were sitting there, and Ed Warren is a very direct, matter-of-fact investigator. He wanted to get all of his ducks in a row. So he started to question Kathy and George as to exactly what had happened.
The interview gets off to a rocky start.
George was being cagey. At one point, I remember...
Now, this is what I was talking about how he wouldn't answer the questions. We see him completely, we see him completely now overcompensate by not screwing himself with what he did with Kaplan, where he's not saying anything.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
We're off the photo now, but every time I see that picture, I mean, when you see, do you feel the same way as me? When I see that guy, Lutz, I literally fucking hate that guy. I mean, I just fucking hate him.
No, we're on the
bearded,
same page.
fucking Cro-Magnon looking asshole. I fucking hate that guy. I hate everything about him. His no neck, his stupid fucking beard, his
That
ridiculous
stupid
fucking
football
look.
helmet of a head.
Yes, I fucking hate him.
We're on the same page.
Okay.
But also, good Lord, look at that.
Yeah. Oh my God. The biggest travesty are the actors they chose to play the Warrens in The Conjuring, because they are both extremely hot. And I'm saying that as a straight man.
I'm going to say it too. The guy that they picked to play
Gay
Ed
cat,
Warren
but straight man.
is way better looking.
Oh my God. You know who she looks like right there? 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
I was going to say Pearl from Blade. Remember
Yeah.
the big fat vampire? 2 weeks.
I don't remember Jabba the Hutt saying that. Did he say that?
Yeah. I totally just hear a head opening up and Arnold Schwarzenegger's head in there.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
That's pretty funny. I did not see that, but that's pretty good.
Thank you.
And they almost came to blows. So literally, Lorraine Warren
right there.
And Kathy Lutz had to separate them.
We'll see him again. There you go. That one
Look
right
at that
there.
fucking
in particular,
asshole.
I'm like, you know what? Get a job. Cut that hair. Get a job.
Special needs Barry Gibb.
Barry Gibb.
Fuck that guy.
I agree.
Ed was saying, hey, if you're not going to tell us what we need to know to investigate this, I'm out of here. I'm not going to waste my time. Well, it didn't come to that.
Despite the initial conflict, Ed and Lorraine Warren would become the Lutz's biggest supporters.
Looks like John Lovett's there.
Now, he did actually. Jealous. So, amazingly, the people who have a vested interest in profiting off of this seem to be giant supporters of the Lutzes and now believe that there very well might be an infestation of ghosts and goblins and ghoulies and vampires and swamp creatures. So, they are now allowed to investigate the house. Here's where things get interesting. This is February 24th, 1976.
On February 24th, 1976, demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren, accompanied by a television news crew, investigate the abandoned Lutz home in Amityville, New York.
The first thing that struck us when we went in was that you would have thought that they were just out for the afternoon. Everything was as they left it. I mean, they weren't kidding when they said they fled the house.
Okay, now what we're about to see here has been the foremost evidence that has been provided by believers that this was a haunting. Okay, are we prepared for this?
What, that they left their ketchup?
So they set up cameras throughout the house that take pictures on intervals, okay? And they take a picture that, to this day, believers use this photo to suggest that there is, in fact, ghosts.
The overwhelming impression as I entered the foyer of that beautiful home the first time was sadness and depression. But I was in a home where horrible tragedy had occurred.
Warhead.
And of course, what you do remember is that 6 people were murdered in this house. So that's enough to make things spooky.
While inspecting the basement, Ed Warren claims to have encountered a terrifying, inhuman presence.
Suddenly, it felt as though I were under a heavy waterfall, and the pressure was driving me down to the floor.
I was under a heavy waterfall, and the pressure was driving me to the floor. Sir, I think you're having a heart attack.
And I commanded in the name of Jesus Christ, what was there to reveal its identity? There was hundreds of pinpoints of what I can only describe as electricity. I understood and knew right at that point that what we were dealing with was no ghost. This was no ordinary haunted house. This, on a scale of 1 to 10, was a 10.
Oh, okay. You get that?
It was decided that the Warrens would arrange
With those glasses, he had that skeezy Hollywood producer look.
Yes, like straight out of Boogie Nights. Oh, I hear you have a giant cock. May I see it?
in a week or two.
But word spreads fast, and the guest list grows.
But unbeknownst to us, George Lutz was also contacting other psychic investigators.
Judd
So
Hirsch.
that when
Judd Hirsch.
So what she just said there is that George Lutz wasn't satisfied with just the Warrens. He starts calling other people and saying, hey, come over. Hey, you come over. And remember, he had fired the vampire hunter because he didn't want the publicity. Apparently.
Yeah.
we got permission from the Lutzes to hold the seance on March 6th with the Warrens, we didn't know so many people would be there.
Teams of investigators.
This is a second investigation, a couple of weeks after the first one.
And journalists descend on the Amityville Horror House. In all, nearly 20 people take part.
Now there's 20 people taking part, and they don't know how the number grew. So apparently it wasn't until later that the Warrens and Laura DiDio were like, who are these people? They didn't even know them, but they were all told to congregate at this place. And here is what I was talking about. I said it a little
We
prematurely.
felt it was in our best interest never to go back in that house again. But we did go back in order to finish the research that we were doing.
And Warner Brothers owns the rights to my life.
And Warner Brothers. Have I mentioned yet that Warner Brothers owns the rights to my life?
At the
Not
Lutz's
the
request-
novelist. No.
Although I did
Hey,
take the
Jim,
money
welcome.
from him.
The Warrens returned to the Amityville house on the night of March 6, 1976, along with a contingent of psychics, paranormal researchers, and reporters.
A fucking bunch of Long Island paranormalists at a
seance.
seance at that one house. Can you imagine what a fucking clusterfuck?
We're gonna see some video of it, and it is so cringy and gross and just pathetic. And what's really
Spirit, knock one, Spirit. No.
Yes,
Don't listen to her.
exactly.
You knock twice.
And there's this one woman who literally, you're going to see what I mean. When we first reviewed this, we compared her to Meg from Family Guy, in that like no one really seems to care what she saw or what she experienced, but everyone has their own experience and their own story to tell about what they encountered there that night. Yeah.
I blame every single one of these motherfuckers for that Long Island medium chick.
Oh, yes, sadly.
She's the worst.
She's terrible.
York's Channel 5 Metro Media News, who are on hand to film the investigation.
There must have been 15 or 20 people in the house that evening. We had other researchers from Duke University's very highly respected School of Parapsychology. And of course, there was myself, Marvin Scott, who was the on-camera reporter, and a couple of other reporters from radio stations.
Okay, so now let's get all the names down right. Now, she mentioned Marvin Scott earlier when we talked about the introduction to the Warrens. Marvin Scott was a news anchor, apparently a well-respected journalist, and her, the Warrens, and a bunch of nobodies that nobody knew who they were. Dabbleverse Ghost Hunters. I have said, actually, that there needs to be some kind of live element to this show one day where we go ghost hunting live, but we'll wait for that.
Oh,
we'll wait for the
remember how I
popularity.
brought up of us going to Zach Bagan's like haunted museum?
Oh, yeah.
In Vegas?
Yeah.
Bro, it's like $80. Fuck that.
$80? Just to be told a bunch of nonsense?
I mean, I would want to take a selfie with fucking Ed Gein's cooking pot, but it's not worth $80. He does own that, by the way.
That is pretty cool.
When you guys do your ghost hunting show at Dabbleverse Ghost Hunting, the first stop should be Jake Hudson's place. There's some spirits there.
I could just see us like sitting on the floor sleeping and never waking up and just being like, oh shit, we were supposed to film stuff.
Oh, if you really want to find spirits, I'll tell you the whose home you should go to is Gino Bisconti's. A lot of spirits he keeps on hand.
Yeah. And
I meant that in the booze sense, you see.
Yes. They were all named Jameson.
I was trying to make a joke about how he would blame broken bones on ghosts.
Yes.
Soon after the Channel 5 news team and their reporter Marvin Scott arrived at the house, people began behaving unusually.
The overwhelming impression was very sad.
I had the impression of a teenager who had done something that had...
Now, did you hear what she just said? This is one of the psychics. And she just said, I got this overwhelming impression of a teenager...
changed his life entirely.
Who changed his life entirely. Guess what? Ronald DeFeo was 23 years old when he committed the murders. Definitely not a teenager. But this is Mary Downey. We're going to see that she just has this unique...
Yes, she's very Downey.
She has this unique take on everything that just is kind of outside the scope of the agreed upon bullshit, and it's just kind of funny to me that everything she says is like, all right, shut up.
I mean, in all fairness, one of the siblings was a teen. Their life was drastically changed.
True.
By the 22 to the back of the
maybe
head.
she's not talking about Ronald DeFeo.
Something
Right.
horrendous.
When we went up to the second floor, of course, the psychics could feel the remnants or the bad vibes. 6 people had been murdered violently there. You know, not 2 years before.
There was a window above me, and I saw a face of a young girl looking out at me.
You see, nobody else had that experience, and now she's telling all these side hustle, these side hustle ghost encounters. Nobody's talked about a girl. She's like, well, I saw a girl.
She's the only real
Then
one.
I heard crying, weeping. So I said, look to the white light, walk towards it, and everybody you love is waiting for you.
Lorraine, during the seance, said that she felt like there was some evil here that was from the bowels of the earth. It spirits
I don't know. I had to put in a fart noise when she said bowels.
I could see bodies all lined up.
Red is
all
not
with
that
white
woman's
sheets
color.
over
I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
I got the impression of
What the fuck
like
was-
hooded figures like monks right outside the door.
Yeah, they'll try to get rid of the spooks.
They keep saying that they saw spirits wearing sheets.
Yeah.
So I put that in there.
Get to the top, and I go into a room, and Marvin Scott said to me, "What is it? What is it?" I said to him,
I want you to listen to very closely to this next line because
Look at her with the short skirt and the whore boots.
Because she has made a career out of this line. Every single interview that she does about the Amityville Horror, she will say this line.
"I hope this is as close to hell as I'll ever get."
What a bullshit statement. That's not even a sentence. This is as close to hell as I want to get. I hate it so much because it doesn't actually make a statement. It is saying, I'm in New York. This is as close to hell as I want to get. That doesn't mean
He's talking
you're
about New
close.
Jersey.
This doesn't mean that you're close. I could say that I'm in Florida and this is as close to the sun as I want to get. It's not saying that you are actually in proximity to it. I hate that line so much.
For some reason, I might have been filling in words. I thought she said, I hope this is as close to hell as I ever get.
Yeah, that's what she says. It's not a statement.
Until you die, bitch.
I mean, it's so dumb. I hate it, but I'm telling you, I had to cut it out of so many other videos because she literally drops it every interview. She says, even into her 90s, this is as close to hell as I ever want to get. It's like, that's not nearly as dramatic or as impactful as you might think it is.
How close
makes
to
no
hell do you
sense.
think everybody wants to be? You know,
Exactly.
Pretty
And also
obvious, isn't it?
We have not determined that you are in fact near hell. You're in New York. What does that even mean?
Long Island. I get it.
Carl, there you go. Well, she's in hell now.
So you're saying we should isolate that line and put it on the board, Luigi?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
She's probably in hell saying it right now.
Yeah. I hate that line so much. But here we go. Let's
They
talk
asked
about
me at one point
what evidence they
to
found.
see if we should hold a seance.
She has
I
a
was
large
a little
forehead.
bit leery about doing that. I felt I was putting myself in jeopardy.
Nothing. It's whatever's here.
Ooh, that got hot.
Whatever is here.
Slower.
Yes, and it's something that comes at you and makes your heart speed up.
Someone's hitting her chi spot.
Yeah.
Veteran
Count
newscaster
down from
Marvin
10.
Scott, who covered the event for the local TV station, recalls that the night he spent in the Amityville house was anything but sensational.
So this is Marvin Scott, who was the head of basically this whole operation. Let's hear what he has to say.
In the course of the seance, one of the psychics became ill and left the room. Another complained of a pounding heart. Personally, I felt a slight chill in the back of my neck. I didn't make much of it.
2 in the morning.
He literally just says, I got a little cold.
Yeah,
Here
it's March in Long Island.
Here are all these people saying, "Oh my God, I could see dead people, and there's somebody gonna attack us, and it's so crazy." And he goes, "I guess it was cold."
Was there a breeze or something?
I love.
He was
that.
like, one lady got fingered by a ghost. One guy got punched in the chest by a demon. I felt the draft.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it.
Draft.
I remember Marvin Scott turning to me and say, "We don't have it." In other words, this was not The Exorcist for television.
Although nothing happened for the TV cameras, one photograph taken that night would later apparently reveal a mysterious presence.
The camera was set up in a tripod and it just automatically shot off a flash photograph every few moments. And there were rolls and rolls of film of this particular doorway. It was into our daughter's
John Lennon's there.
On the second floor in the doorway of one room.
That was Barry Gibb.
There is the distinct figure of a little boy peering out from the doorway.
So this has been the evidence that believers have been providing for the past 50 years of the existence of ghosts, that there is this picture of a little boy, an indescribable boy. They don't know who he is, but somehow a camera took this picture of this little boy. And the Warrens have used this, of course, to suggest that this is evidence of a ghost. And let's take a look at it. What are we seeing here? Looks
Ernie
like a little
from My
boy.
Three Sons, I think. Yeah.
Maybe he's wearing glasses. I'm not sure why the light's reflecting off of his eyes like that, but he looks pretty solid, like not translucent like we typically think of ghosts, right?
Right.
Okay. So let's stop for a second. I'm a skeptic. I'll admit, without knowing any other facts, that's a pretty creepy picture, right?
Only in context.
In context, I mean, yes, of course. But let's dig a little bit deeper on this.
There were no children in the house that night. So it's like, okay, where did this come from?
So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to play you an analysis of this photo from a website called... Shit, I don't have it. I'll put it in the
website called shit.
In the
Shit.com,
description.
people.
That's right. You heard me.
Now, when I had told you about that last podcast on the left did a deep dive into this, they actually said that one of the groups that were doing the psychic. Okay, never mind.
Oh, wait, are you gonna give any spoilers?
Maybe. All right, I'll shut up.
Okay, hold on.
I used to work with that guy, Marcus Parks. He used to be
Oh, really?
he used to be my sidekick on New York City Crime Report, the first 100 and something episodes.
Oh wow, yeah, I like him. He's very smart. The guy does his research. He's awesome.
Yes, it is from a YouTube channel called Rational Era. And let's listen and tell me if this doesn't make a whole lot of goddamn sense.
A demonic spirit. It can appear as anything it wants to appear as.
I said it
Although
too
they
early.
insist that no children were present in the house when this photograph was taken, the Warrens admit that it has never been scientifically authenticated.
For the believer, no evidence is necessary.
How can
For
a
the atheist and the
paranormal
skeptic, no evidence.
paranormal photo be scientifically authenticated?
Exactly.
Is possible. That settles it right there.
And that's another stupid thing to say.
Well, I'm sorry. Can you run that back? Because you got to hear what he said. His rationale.
Yeah, no, it's totally stupid.
If you're a believer, you don't need any evidence.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, you heard it. I was like, what? That doesn't make sense.
That's true, though. That's belief is always stronger than evidence.
I guess
It
is.
I mean,
though.
but his statement is way too black and white to say this is exactly how it is for this war of believers versus non-believers.
I mean,
So-
if you try to, try to talk like somebody who thinks something out of it, then you might get there. But you can't talk somebody out of something they fucking believe.
Now that I agree with absolutely, and I don't even try. Yeah.
Here's the thing: when you say it, Pat, I'm like, I get it. When he said it, I'm like, oh, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I think I know what
When
you
this
mean.
photograph was
I think I
taken,
know exactly
the
what you
Warrens
mean.
admit
Yeah.
that it
I
has
just don't
never
want to
been
believe anything this fucking asshole says.
scientifically
Yeah, he's saying it like it's a good thing.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
here, yeah.
For the believer, no evidence is necessary. For the atheist and the skeptic, no evidence is possible.
Fuck
that
you.
settles it right there.
So let's talk about the picture of the boy.
What about the ghost boy photo taken by one of the investigators while Ed and Lorraine were at the house? Well, many online have pointed out there was actually another investigator there by the name of Paul Bartz. Kenny Biddle
Shorty
made a video
Bartz.
analyzing the investigator Paul Bartz and the ghost boy in the photo's appearance.
Like Pat McAfee.
Look at that. Now, let's dig a little deeper, but just keep this picture in mind.
Kenny made a point that their appearances don't look like they match until you realize they have the same hair part. And while the clothes don't seem to match either, that is, until you realize the film is a special infrared film stock that additionally captures different spectrums of light compared to the normal black and white film, essentially giving that photo different shades of gray.
People have been saying,
so what if there is actually a completely reproducible scientific explanation for this photo?
That
No, it's not needed. You're not listening.
Yeah.
In the shot. And
No,
you know
no,
what? When you do
no,
it side
Luigi,
by
that's
side
not
like
necessary. Don't worry about it.
It really does look like him. I actually overlaid it. The similar face, especially up here, the part of the hair where the hair goes off to the side here, it's exactly the same. It matches up perfectly. And then the striped pattern for the plaid shirt matches up. But it's different color. Like this one is lighter, this one is darker. So what's going on with that? What's going on with that is that there's a difference between the earlier photos that night, which was done with regular black and white film, and then later on that night, when it was set up on a timer using infrared film.
The film stocks are different. So let's see what happens with the new film stock when it's taking a picture of the clothes that he wore.
So right here, there's a normal camera used up the top two pictures. So this is a color photograph that I used, and I took two jackets that I have that have plaid, the plaid kind of design on it. And then I switched to black and white and took a shot. Not much difference, especially with this one on the left. But when you go to an IR converted camera, and especially when you look the upper here, the normal one, black and white, and this one, you can see how it changes from a light colored pattern, a more light colored plaid pattern, which is what the code is, to this one right here, and it becomes darker. So big difference. So when we go back to the picture of Paul Bartz next to what is probably him leaning out the doorway, we can see that, yes, the reversal of this plaid shirt is just in line. It's in line with what we would expect to happen.
So everything matches up with the circumstances of that night, with the film stock, the black and white photos, the person. Did no one ever think to actually ask that question about the person that was there that night? So, like Ed Warren said, no evidence is necessary to the believer. Falls right in line with exactly what he said.
In fact, like the less evidence, the better.
The less evidence, the better. Exactly. Amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Hey, Gribbler, thank you for the $2. Jet fuel can't melt steel in here this flat.
Well, apparently you didn't watch Jesse Ventura. We talked about the thermite.
Never
Thank
trust
you.
a chimp with a gun.
Sorry.
I mean, you know.
All good. Thank you very much.
That reminds me, make sure you watch New York City Crime Report with Pat Dixon. Sorry.
Let's get through a little bit more.
Thank you, Gribbler.
Thank you very much. So now they hold a seance. This is the same night, by the way. I'm just splitting it up because we wanted to talk about the boy. So they hold a seance that same night.
They claimed that their home in Amityville was possessed. A local TV station assembled a team of psychics and arranged to film their investigation of the house.
They got parapsychologists. They brought in some other psychics.
It was a dangerous, dangerous night during that period of time. Yes, it was very intense that night.
At about 3:50,
we were all playing pretend. It was very dangerous.
a.m., a second seance is conducted in the upstairs sewing room, the area where the Warrens believe the demonic force is the strongest.
And I said, I hope this is as close to hell as I'll ever get.
Once again,
well,
we
I
have to
felt
say
nothing. Lorraine said she felt something so horrific. She felt it was from the very bowels of the earth.
She said that.
She says she felt something from the bowels of the
Bowels of the earth.
Yes.
Smelled something from the bowels of the psychic, I think. I mean, like, this is I can't believe these are adults doing this. You know what I mean? It's so funny.
Exactly. But this is all going to lead into, and this is all important for where the story gets actually crazy.
Often I'm asked if I was scared the night I spent in that house. Quite honestly, the night I spent watching the movie a few years later, the rowdy, pot-smoking audience was a lot more frightening than the night I spent in that house at 112 Ocean Avenue.
Rowdy, pot-smoking audience.
So this guy is saying, I didn't experience anything that these fucking weirdos are telling me is happening to them. I didn't feel any of that. None of that happened. And so to me, that's just always a little bit more believable. He's the contrarian when all these people are trying to act like something, sinister is going on. And he's like, fuck you. I didn't get any of that. None of that happened.
He probably relishes being part of these things, where he gets to be interviewed and go, I
would.
He's the $2 Dan of psychics.
he's like, they're full of shit. No. I
he's
didn't
a
get
journalist, right? He's just a total journalist. He's not a psychic, is he?
No, he's a journalist, and he was the head journalist at that time, and he is allegedly telling Laura DiDio, this isn't even a story. This is boring. This is boring me. We don't have a story here. That's how uninterested he was.
Bunch of grown-ups with a Ouija board.
Didn't feel any unusual presence other than the people sitting at the table. We sat around the house for several hours into the early morning hours, and we pulled up blankets. We sat on the floor, and I didn't see anything oozing from the walls. I didn't hear any strange voices. The only voices I heard were that of my crew wanting to know when we were going to eat the sandwiches we brought along, and when are we getting out of here.
There's Ed and Lorraine Warren, who call themselves demonologists. They're conducting a seance. People look like they're going into trances, and Lorraine saying there's demons everywhere.
And then there's this guy, Marvin Scott, going... Boring.
I felt nothing but
Luigi, I grabbed on Audible the audio book because you get like free books every month.
Yeah,
I got the audio book for Demonologist. I figured maybe on like Rumble or I don't know if we can do it here. We do like a listen along and roast it.
That'd be
book.
Fun. Yeah,
yeah, because it goes over a couple of the pieces.
I actually did read a little bit of that when we did the Annabelle episode because I remember that's in there. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that. It's this and some story with like a military ghost.
Yeah. I did read that book actually as research. Let's see.
Looks like a televangelist.
I'm Lorraine. I believe in ghosts.
This is the closest to hell. You gotta do that line.
Oh yeah.
This is as close to hell as I ever want to get. Warner Brothers owns my life story.
And Parker
excellent.
Brothers owns for the seance.
Night in that cold sewing room, darkened except for the light flickering from the candle.
Warren at one point stated on the Warrens' official website that during the 1976 seance that she had gone...
Okay, so listen to this. Now, we're actually going to hear a little bit about Lorraine's method of contacting these spirits. And she claims that she got into one of the beds that was there in the house that was actually the bed owned by the DeFeo family. And she began to manifest all of the thoughts and fears and spiritual knowledge from the bed.
The cold sheets. Oh.
Oh. I'm a psychic. Oh,
I hate you guys.
On into the master bedroom, and that the DeFeo's bed was the same bed that had been there on the night of the crime. Only the mattress had been changed, and she supposedly sat on the bed and relived the whole tragic experience, the shots that were fired into the DeFeos. But when you look at the photos from that night and you look at the bed that was present that night, it's not even remotely close to being the same bed that's in the crime scene photos.
So she's been telling this story of saying that she got in the bed, and like we said with the first episode about people checking the weather, a bunch of nerds got together and said, that's not what happened. That's not the same bed. But then I actually found a little bit of audio in which she gets informed of this in 2002.
So once again, this proves that this is a complete fabrication on the part of Lorraine Warren, embellished for the sake of selling the story.
I'm sitting on the bed, the very bed that the DeFeos, Mr. and Mrs. DeFeo, were murdered in.
No, that's not true.
George Lutz tells her on a radio show No, you got the story wrong. Motherfucker.
What did she say?
I hate when I do that. They put these buttons too close together.
George Costanza.
God damn it. Sorry.
He's like, I matched my shirt to this floral arrangement.
They put these buttons too close together. Ah. There you go.
Sandwiches we brought along.
It's not even remotely close to being the same bed that's in the crime scene photos. So once again, this proves that this is a complete fabrication on the part of Lorraine Warren, embellished for the sake of selling the story.
I'm sitting on the bed, the very bed, that the DeFeos, Mr. and Mrs. DeFeo, were murdered in.
No, that's not true, Lorraine.
It is not?
No, that was Kathy's in my bed.
Well, I'm sitting on it.
Right.
In the same room.
It's actually...
I think I'm going to come.
Well, it's in the same room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody know? Do you guys know who Blue Iris is?
No.
Okay. She was a geriatric porn star from the Howard Stern show.
Was she ever on the Lou Gentile show?
I just was thinking of her saying I'm on the bed, and then suddenly I was like,
I love a black cock.
Sorry, that's where my mind went.
That's as opposed to there's a Lou the Jew show and Lou Gentile. So
it's funny, he pronounces it Gentili to make a very strong point.
I'm wearing negligee. I'm massaging my breasts.
I want to think of Lorraine saying these things. All right, this isn't funny to anybody but me, I guess.
I think it was set up the same way. But it's not it was never the bed that DeFeo said. It was Kathy's and mine.
Okay.
So she gets called out by George Lutz in public by saying, no, you've been telling the story wrong.
Ed and Lorraine Warren, I think, are the biggest phonies and the most dangerous people around because they are the type of individuals that scare people out of their homes. They
Thank
believe
God
the
I brought
Warrens
them
are
into
taking
this.
advantage of the public.
Yes, exactly. So this is the vampire hunter's wife telling this story. She hates them. She hates the Warrens.
I thought it was Fat Red Shirt.
Fat red shirt. Gribbler, thank you for $5.
Thank you so much.
So the bed frame stores the demon souls, not
the mattress.
Taking notes here. According to Lorraine, yes. You can touch someone's furniture or whatever, something they owned, and she can. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. You would think the mattress absorbs all the piss and everything. It seems more absorbent. I don't know why it wouldn't also take the evil spirits.
Yeah, and so basically what we're seeing here is it's just a performance. She's performing, and she got caught performing. So again,
the thing is, she would never see herself as caught because she'd be like, "Well, I was in the same room."
That's what she said. Did you hear her say that? That's exactly
I know.
what she said. Yeah.
But then if you were to be like, "But that's not the room," well, I was in the same house. Like she would just keep working away. Like to her, you can't prove her wrong. She'll have an answer for whatever.
Actually, we were in the wrong house that night.
Yeah, I mean, we were still in Long Island.
Well, check out this chick though. She looks like she grew up to become that poltergeist bitch.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of earlier. What? Aller, welcome.
I wanted to lick your ass pie.
The Howard Stern fans in our chat are laughing. I know they are.
They make their living from this field. Unlike Stephen, he made his living from teaching.
But teaching bullshit. All right, so let's get caught up real quick because before the next bombshell. Nonsense, bullshit. There we go. Now, Who is William Weber? Do we remember who William Weber is?
The attorney.
The
lawyer.
attorney. Now, why would he be? If we remember, the Lutzes cut ties with Mr. Weber. Why would he be showing back up into this story so long ago? So after so much time has passed,
He changed his mind.
maybe. Let's see.
After taking on the case, Jake Siegfried came to experience firsthand what Leonard Simmons before him had briefly encountered. Suffolk County was stonewalling.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about right here is actually a little bit of how William Weber and Ronald DeFeo came to know each other. We're going to see there's a little bit of shadiness in what brought them together. Now, Jake Siegfried, the person that they just mentioned, is actually Ronald DeFeo's first attorney, who was getting stonewalled by the judge during the case in which he was asking for a lot of information from the prosecution, and they weren't giving it to him. And the judge said, they don't have to. They don't have to give you anything. Basically, completely taking the side of the prosecution. So, let's see what happens next.
In January 1975, Siegfried went before Suffolk County Judge John Jones, demanding police reports relating to the case. Incredibly, Jones denied the motion, stating that these items were, essentially, attorney work product.
He's saying that a police report is attorney work product. Let me just tell you right off the bat, that's absurd. That is absolutely, that's a public record. And also in trials, you have to trade every bit of information that you have with the other side. Everything, especially for criminals. They're way more strict about it with criminal trials.
Oh, yeah. Otherwise, it's a Brady violation, right?
That is correct. But this judge says they don't have to. Fuck you, defense. So,
under New York law.
In the late spring of 1975, Jake Siegfried became very frustrated with the case, and accordingly, he told Butch DeFeo that Butch's best option was to plead insanity. And at that point, DeFeo, it said, just absolutely came unglued, and he either threatened Jake Siegfried with physical harm or attempted to do physical harm to Jake Siegfried. And at that point, Jake Siegfried resigned from the case.
So let's just catch you up right here, is that Ronald DeFeo's first lawyer tells him they're not cooperating, we're fucked, there's nothing else we could do. And Ronald DeFeo goes nuts.
Just 4 months from trial.
I heard a spooky sound. I'll be listening, but I have to go check out the spooky sound that I heard.
Check and make sure that ghost didn't shit in your toilet.
Yes.
DeFeo found himself with no legal counsel and fleeting hope of ever getting a fair trial.
So at this time, Judge Ernest Signorelli of the Suffolk Supreme Court is assigned to preside over the case.
Described as a man of honor, a follow-the-letter-of-the-law judge, Signorelli now called in a favor with...
So this is the first judge, the judge that was being preferential to the prosecution. He apparently has a reputation for being a good judge, but for this case, he's being very irrational and not really following procedures. So Ronald DeFeo fires his first lawyer, Siegfried, that we just mentioned, and then listen to what happened.
All these guys look alike. And I don't mean like white men. I literally mean like everybody in this video looks alike, all these guys.
I agree. I do agree with that. But listen to this. This is crazy.
Attorney William E. Weber.
The defense attorney, William Weber, also wanted the case because it was a
Attorney
career
George
maker.
Costanza.
He was involved with Judge Signorelli, his campaign efforts.
Signorelli appointed an eager Weber to the DeFeo case on July 7th, 1975.
They didn't have...
Judge Signorelli was running a campaign to get a new job in a different district, or at least in a different type of court, and he hires his campaign manager to be the defense counsel.
Wow.
The campaign manager is William Weber.
Bro, that guy on the left, his bald spot looks like a yarmulke.
It does. It is. So there is an obvious conflict of interest.
That's crazy.
But this is to let you know about the credibility of William Weber.
They didn't have the lab reports. They didn't have crime scene photos. They didn't have a lot of vital stuff. which had been kept out of their hands by a previous judge. Bill Weber quickly went into motion of making motions before Judge Signorelli to try and obtain this stuff.
The official date of the DeFeo trial was, sometime in late summer, early fall. So the defense needed this to prepare.
Yeah, I think it's a birthmark.
A defense, if you will.
Judge Ernest Signorelli not only ordered the police reports to be turned over to the defense, he also ordered all crime scene pictures, lab reports.
So remember that this judge was completely preferential to the prosecution and told the defense they don't have to give it to you? He now brings on his campaign manager and now suddenly has a change of heart and now gives over to the defense everything that the previous lawyer had asked for. Seems like these two guys had a plan. These two guys were in cahoots, and still it is an obvious conflict of interest to have your campaign manager as a lawyer in front of your court. But let's see what happens next.
And other materials handed over to Weber, while he also ordered that the county pay for a private investigator to assist Weber.
And also,
Holy
he
shit.
orders a private investigator, which is not entitled by law, to help assist the defense.
The defense, yeah, that's what's crazy. I mean, I can see if they're paying for, to pay to help the prosecution, because that's all state or whatever. I mean, I don't know if that's how it works, but like.
But this is a tax-paid,
that's insane,
private investigator with no affiliation to the court, no affiliation to law enforcement. The judge is now bending over backwards for his campaign manager, spending tax dollars to give him everything he can give him, and things that he is not entitled to, nor are they regular procedural things like a private investigator.
Judge Signorelli granted William Weber's motion, and that's what basically started the process of the prosecution trying to get Judge Signorelli off the case. And,
that shit's in on his forehead's killing me.
Judge Signorelli's ruling did not sit well with the prosecution.
So the prosecution says, what are you doing? It's obvious to everyone what is going on here. This is your campaign manager, and now you're going to give him everything he wants and even go above and beyond to spend taxpayer dollars to help him?
Realizing that Weber was working on Signorelli's surrogate court campaign, Gerard Sullivan in closed chambers essentially threatened Judge Signorelli.
Gerard Sullivan talks about a previous bad experience that he had had with Judge Signorelli in his own book, High Hopes. So I think that...
So I want to just make sure that doesn't escape anyone's ears. Even the prosecuting attorney wrote a book about the Amityville murders.
Wow. All hands were in that cookie jar, yo.
Exactly. Everyone is trying to get a piece of this pie, but the prosecuting attorney apparently corners the judge and says, I can see what you are doing. You are trying to scam this court and work with somebody. You're not even keeping it a secret. You're trying to work with your campaign manager. This is an obvious conflict of interest, and you're giving him everything he's asking for.
From the start, Sullivan was hell-bent on trying to get rid of Judge Signorelli.
Signorelli recused himself.
And it works.
Yes.
Signorelli recuses himself and admits that it's a conflict of interest. Were you listening to everything going on, Pat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we have this huge conflict of interest now where the judge had hired his campaign manager to be the defense attorney. So now the prosecutor has said, dude, you can't do this, and apparently threatens him somehow, and he recuses himself. Now we get a brand new judge.
Surprised it got that far.
My name is Thomas Michael Stark. I served a total of nearly 37 years in the New York State Unified Court System. Summer of 1975, I was assigned to the criminal term of Supreme Court. And I happened to be in that position when the county court judge, Ernest Signorelli, that was handling the DeFeo case, recused himself.
Obviously, Bill Weber had been granted this huge victory in being able to obtain a psychiatrist, in having the district attorney's office ordered to turn over the various reports and the crime scene photos. And he was also able at that point to hire Herman Race as a private investigator.
Herman Race. This is the tax-funded private investigator granted to William Weber by his friend, Judge Signorelli, previously. in an obvious conflict of interest, but this is how William Weber comes to meet Ronald DeFeo because he's now his attorney. But this is all just, hold on, but real quick, let me just finish this real quick, is that this is all to simply let you know that his entire history with Ronald DeFeo started shady. Now, that's it. Go ahead.
Can't the new judge be like, no, that's ridiculous. You can't have this guy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we're gonna talk a little bit about that.
Why, the private investigators, when they go to them, they're always driving.
I think you're thinking of James Garner. Why can't I think of the show?
Rockford Files.
Rockford Files. Yeah.
I mean, even on a documentary or something, when they go to some private investigator, it always seems like they're just kind of like, they're always on the case.
Yeah. So my point of all showing all this is that William Weber obviously doesn't have much of a conscience when it comes to doing shady shit behind the scenes. And we're going to see how that becomes a big part of this story.
In most trials where the defendant is indigent and is assigned counsel, you don't get this broad relief that Signorelli granted in this case.
So this is the new judge explaining how terrible the previous judge was in granting all of this stuff and bending over backwards for things that a typical defendant in a criminal trial is not granted. They are not entitled to any of these things that this judge was giving him.
But wait, how was he even indigent? I mean, he owned that fucking house at this point, right? He killed everybody in it. Isn't that the rule? If you kill everybody in the house, it's yours?
There's Slayer laws. I don't think you get to do that. Yeah. But it's funny. I don't know that he was indigent. To be truthful, I don't know that he was, which would make this even more egregious. But apparently all you had to do if you were this guy's friend was ask, hey, throw in a private investigator at taxpayer dollars. And the judge goes, okay. But it looks very bad coming from his campaign manager.
I think he was somewhat bending over backwards to give Bill Weber some rather extraordinary help.
Sullivan saw Judge Signorelli obviously as a huge threat.
He was a county court judge, but that year he was running for surrogate court judge of Suffolk County, and Weber was working on his campaign committee, and it was pointed out to him that this could be a conflict of interest with him handling the trial and Weber being the DeFeo's counsel. He recused himself because of this reason and requested the trial to be reassigned.
George Sullivan made sure he would handpick the next judge, and he wanted a hanging judge.
In his book, High Hopes, Deputy District Attorney Gerard Sullivan would refer to his next actions as judge shopping.
Judge shopping to that, at least in my mind, meant that that's what he was hoping for, that I would end up getting a trial. Now, he did not go to Judge Cromarty, who was the administrator judge, and said, Judge, we want Stark.
George Sullivan, in High Hopes, literally in this book, says that the day after Judge Signorelli recused himself, they went and they met with Judge Cromarty, the administrative judge, to get Stark. So for anyone to say that they weren't judge shopping and trying to get Judge Stark, when you weigh Sullivan's words against it, it's absolute bullshit.
So what he's essentially saying is we now need to compensate for all of the terrible things that the previous judge did. Now let's get a hang 'em, scorched earth judge. That's essentially what they're saying.
He's going to really be hard on this, murderer of 6 people or something.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
we don't make sure he gets a fair trial.
But also, they're not saying this outright, but to some extent, it's also a cover-up. They are saying, let's get somebody in here to correct everything without making it public. See what I'm saying? Because what the first judge did could very well have could have made him lose his job.
Judge Stark got the case, and at that point, it was an uphill battle for the defense.
We talked to that guy on Ash Wednesday or something.
I think it's a birthmark. I've seen other interviews with him. He has that same thing on his head. Yeah, it's distracting.
I want to grab the X-Acto knife so badly.
So now this is January 13th, 1977. Do you guys remember when the investigations were with the Warrens that we talked about with the seances and the boy?
76, March,
76, right?
March 6th, 1976. 10 months have passed since that. Keep that in mind.
Attorney William Weber contacts another paranormal expert, Professor Hans Holzer, regarding the still abandoned...
Do we remember who Hans Holzer is? The Haunted Discotheque documentary. Suddenly now Hans Holzer's interested in covering the story. And who does he get called by? Ronald DeFeo's lawyer. But why?
...house at 112 Ocean Avenue. It is January 1977, nearly 1 year after the Lutzes ended their association with Ronald DeFeo Jr.'s trial lawyer.
Yes.
Look at
He
that.
always looked like a douche.
Like a short torso fucking motherfucker.
That head looks photoshopped.
Yeah. It's fucking enormous.
Bicycle helmet hair.
We're gonna just cover one more quick thing, and I'm gonna post some questions, and we'll call it a night.
She looks like a real doll in that photo.
That does. That's funny.
Right? Just
kind of looks Scarlett Hampton-y.
She's got that Florence Henderson hair.
Yeah.
Ronnie was convicted. The next line of attack was to appeal the case. And that's what was done.
Among those joining the party was Professor Dr. Hans Holzer, America's most famous ghost hunter.
I particularly like this picture that clearly shows a white outline of a horse.
Oh, I can't. I remember him.
He is saying that this picture clearly, he used the word clearly, shows the outline of a horse. Pat, what do you see?
It looks like someone sneezed into their cocaine at the haunted discotheque.
That's about right. Or maybe farted out some cum. What do you see, Gummi?
Ashley Cummings, you here? Let me know if you see the horse. It looks like just a silhouette of a person in front of a window during the day.
You don't have to strain. It's clearly the outline of a horse.
Actually, I see two people. Like one of them center and then one to the right of the photo.
Yeah, I see him.
I don't see shit. So for this asshole to say that there's clearly an outline of a horse, it's ridiculous.
Oh wait, I see
Maybe it's two people. Maybe it's two people wearing that horse costume. You know the one
I totally see it now.
You do? Okay, great. Good for you.
You see that?
Overimposed.
Go back for a second, Luigi.
I don't want to.
No, I want to hear this.
Hold on.
Everybody's thinking the horse is going to be facing to the viewer's right.
America's most famous ghost hunter.
Because that's the way horses are normally faced. But you see that the nostril, right? I mean, I'm pointing at it like you can see. But like
I do that all the time.
Maybe
okay,
I can see
to the it's just like you see the mouth is that little sliver of really black, like towards the left, right there. And there's a nostril right above that.
All I see are vaginas.
No one's listening to me. Fine, I see a horse, but you faggots can't see it. I mean, it's like
no.
Pat's doing a magic eye thing.
Yeah, I got no issue with the faggot thing, but I don't see the horse. This is like
telling you, it's right
I
there.
agree with you on the first.
He's just facing the other direction of what you traditionally a horse. You were expecting it to be going one way, right? But it's actually, it's just the fucking muzzle of the you know.
Is the horse in the white or the black?
The white.
Let me put this.
It's a white
okay.
horse.
You know what? You actually convinced me. I do see a mouth and what kind of looks like a nose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What the hell are you two assholes talking about? I don't see this.
It also could be a bobcat, though. I mean, I wouldn't say it's clearly a horse, but
okay.
you know.
Okay. Take it for just a second. Maybe a kangaroo. It kind of looks like a kangaroo's head, right?
Yeah.
And what we're looking at, Gummi, is the upper left corner.
Right.
So you'll see there's a little bit of a black spot go down, and then when it starts turning into white, I can kind of see what Pat's saying, but I still don't believe it's a horse.
It certainly is not clearly a horse.
It is certainly not clearly anything. Yeah.
What I see, it looks like fingers when someone's doing like the shadow puppet of a dog. That's what I see on the left-hand side.
Good enough. But let's hear what Hans Holzer has to say.
Can we at
about
least
this.
agree that it's clearly a mammal? Not horse.
No.
Could be a seahorse.
This is actually a ghost diarrhea that was left in a toilet.
Actually, like this picture that clearly shows a white outline of a horse overimposed over me. Now it so happens that the entity in the house that was disturbed was an Indian chief on a horse.
An Indian chief on a horse.
Oh, you racist fucks. It wasn't the... Sorry.
I'm just really starting to hate all these fucking assholes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like even
Thank
like
you.
so much.
Thank you. That is the.
But
is
that
the whole
Lutz
point of
guy
this
takes
show.
the cake. I hate that guy more than all of them put
hate
together.
Them all. I hate them all. Now, let's talk a little bit very quickly and very briefly of why we're doing this investigation 10 months after the last one.
Hans Holzer had been introduced to me as a man who had written about 50 books in the psychic arena, poltergeists and ghosts in the White House.
50 books, remember that.
Fuck do you write
Ghosts in
50
every house
books?
he's ever visited.
On January the 13th, 1977, Holzer, William Weber, and Laura DiDio entered the house with renowned deep trance medium Ethel Johnson Myers.
The only thing you need is a good deep trance medium so that if an entity is present, they can use the vocal cords of the medium to make a conversation with me.
That's all you need. You need a medium to make conversation with the spirits. That's it.
A medium.
Yes, they definitely have to go in the red sweater. She's more of a 3X.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
We got out of the car before we even entered the house. She said, "There's an Indian around here."
To be fair, Pat says the same thing.
All of a sudden, she developed an Adam's apple.
After a while, this lady began talking in a
Of course she always sees food.
Yeah.
language,
Her voice dropped several octaves.
and she was talking with an Indian chief who
Octaves?
was buried on that land.
Why are they angry?
Is that why it was called the Red Room?
Because it's been a sacred place, and this is over the very, very special chief. Oh, I can't move my face.
Okay, so the reason this is interesting is because we had a full-on seance with all of these spiritual mediums in 1976 in February. Nobody's story lines up with anyone else's. They're all telling different stories. Doesn't that really lend to the fact that maybe this is all a bunch of nonsense bullshit? That none of these quote-unquote spiritual mediums can tell the same fucking story?
That's an answerable question, you know. I mean, you know, you just gotta some people see different things. There's all different aspects of it, and they're all blind people feeling around an elephant, you know, and saying it.
So this one psychic in 76 says that there's a bunch of hooded spirits, and then there's a little girl. Now we bring this other psychic medium who says, no, none of that's true. It's an Indian chief. Horseshit.
How?
So,
I was just saying hello.
Yeah, I know.
So, but let's analyze this for just a second. Remember, this is 10 months after the February 1976 seance.
Yeah, the ladies just said
73 makes a good point.
Oh.
Sorry. Dickie Goodman.
I don't know. I don't get that one. Who's Dickie Goodman?
Dickie Goodman was like, he was the musician who would take clips of songs and put them as like someone asking a question and like would put an audio track in it. Like, you know, it's like, hey, well, what are you doing? And then it's like, do a little dance. Like he would take like the famous top 20 hits.
Oh, right.
And, like he would do it.
Mr. Jaws.
Yeah, yes, there you go. Yeah, that's Dickie Goodman.
All right.
All right.
I've heard that. Yeah. I mean, I had that single and everything, but I forgot his name was Dickie Goodman.
Yeah.
All right. So,
but the lady's just assuming this is built on an ancient Indian burial ground.
Yes. But let's actually analyze why they're there in the first place, okay?
Okay.
So the immediate question here is, why is Weber getting involved with the paranormal investigators? Remember, his his relationship with the Lutzes has soured, according to both of them. They both seem to agree that they are no longer doing business after the press conference that he supposedly forced them to participate in. And it's been 10 months since the last investigation. He wasn't involved with the last investigation. So when you really look at this, he came out of nowhere with his own paranormal investigators to investigate the house. Seems odd because he hasn't been participating thus far.
He's working for Warner Brothers.
But what are we going to learn but what do we know so far about him? Okay. So he says that Hans Holzer, William Weber says that Hans Holzer reached out to him. Actually, we're about to get to that. Let me actually play just a couple more seconds.
In the trance, Ethel Johnson claims the Amityville house was built over an ancient burial site. Holzer concludes that this is the source of the home's intense paranormal activity. It's a shocking and controversial claim that adds fuel to the blaze of media coverage.
Did you see the horse head?
It so happened that I found out further that
Yes.
in 1905, a skeleton was partially washed out by a rainstorm, and this skeleton had the skull of the skeleton was broken off by a young...
So what he just said was that apparently in what did he say? I forget, 1910 or something, that there was a skeleton found that washed up on the shore. And so that's enough evidence for them to believe that that was an Indian person, or a Native American.
young fellow, a child. And from that moment on, phenomena started to happen in the house.
This turned out to be an Indian cemetery that had been used to build houses on, very much to the dismay of the Indian who was buried there.
And what does he make them do?
Violence of death.
Violence of deaths.
Skulls cracked, my neck stretched.
Makes perfect sense, right?
What will the male do under those circumstances?
Anything the Indian desires him to do.
Despite the fact that the people have said it's the most haunted house in America, it is not a truly haunted house. There are no ghosts there. There are no...
I don't know what his definition of ghost is, but he just said that there's an Indian chief living there who's dead. I thought that was the same thing, but apparently he makes a very distinct determination. Whatever.
Spirits there except the Indian chief.
Who gives a shit?
And what he wanted, from his point of view, was get off my land.
Now,
these are a bunch of Biden voters here, man.
Let's keep in mind that this house is on the shore. It is on the ocean. All right?
William Weber came to me when the young man was already in jail and asked whether I could help reopen the case on the basis of what my findings were.
Today, however, William Weber denies ever having requested Holzer's help with Ronald DeFeo's appeal.
I don't recall whether look, I may have called Hans Holzer in, but it certainly wasn't to investigate the case.
Let's put a pin in that.
Hans Holzer was not, as I recall it, brought in to effect an appeal, although Hans had strong feelings that Ronnie was definitely possessed.
One more time,
Hans
this
Holzer
is going to be
not,
important.
as I recall it, brought in to effect an appeal, although Hans had strong feelings that Ronnie was definitely possessed.
Using her psychic abilities, Mrs. Myers theorizes that the house is built on sacred Indian burial ground.
The Indian force takes over. When it takes over, it's deadly.
Photographs taken during Holzer's investigation show what he believes is evidence of paranormal activity.
Superimposed on the scene of me standing up in front of the entranced medium, there appears to be white matter, which we call ectoplasm, and it is quite clearly a man on a horse.
Hans Holzer continues his investigation at the Amityville Historical Society, where the curator reveals that the skeleton of an Indian chief had been unearthed on Ocean Avenue during the early part of the 20th century.
I'm convinced that Ronald DeFeo was under the power and the influence of the Indian when these things occurred.
The ever-skeptical Kaplans, however, question Holzer's motives.
I think Dr. Holzer is heavily into mixing truth with fiction. He had a contract for a book about the Amityville case.
What? So now, after Holzer denied participating in this, he gets a book deal where now he suddenly has a vested interest.
So he had a motivation to say that there was something there. I know that a lot of the things in the books that he wrote were disproved. There was no Indian burial ground under the house. The Indians did not bury their dead near the water. Hans Holzer, I believe, just decided to put it there because it was more convenient.
One must remember.
Yeah, he was mad at him because they littered all over the highway and shit.
Get a load of this guy. This is Chief Straight Arrow, who is now a foremost authority on the Native Americans that lived in the Montauk region,
Montauk. Chief Straight Arrow is like having a, honest Larry's used cars or something.
Yes. This guy has his degree in Native Americans. Montaukett is apparently the name of the Indian tribe. I was getting that confused. Sorry. Okay. So he is actually going to take sides with Holzer.
Yes, the erosion that has taken place has caused the water to shift its table and either rise or fall. So a lot of our burials are underwater. So would the spirit be in water? Absolutely.
Now, let me ask you before we move on, do you believe that this man has a degree in the science of soil erosion?
No.
I don't either.
He is an amusing, New York accent kind of Indian chief, though, isn't he?
Yeah. Yes.
Because the shift with the water, and my people were here for many centuries.
Do it as Bill Cosby.
You see, people. With the water erodes, and then the skeletons, and then they move around. And then I don't know.
Yeah, that's so good.
It's not. It's not.
It is.
For his part, Hans Holzer questions Stephen Kaplan's motives for decrying the Amityville case as a hoax.
And when he found out I was involved with...
Yeah.
We know what he means by fella.
So we remember
No, he said it with an A. It's okay.
We remember the vampire hunter, Stephen Kaplan. He reaches out to Hans Holzer.
The Amityville house, and he asked, could I come along, please? I want to come along to the house the next time you go. And I just as politely explained to him that was not possible. He then turned against me and complained that the whole thing was a hoax. That's how this whole thing started.
My husband, Stephen, was not jealous of Hans Holzer. He didn't particularly care for his style of research or think that the things that he wrote about were true. And he certainly never begged Hans Holzer to go to the house with him. No, that's just total baloney.
Now back to William Weber. Do you remember when
Hans
he said
Holzer was
this?
not, as I recall it, brought in to effect an appeal, although Hans had strong feelings that Ronnie was definitely possessed.
Why does that matter? Now, before we get to the answer to that, when you hear that somebody appeals a criminal case, Pat, what does that mean to you?
It means that something was wrong with the previous trial and that they didn't get a fair trial, and so they want to go back and have another trial.
That's pretty good. But here's the interesting thing, and this is a real misconception with people who don't deal with the law frequently, is that you don't get to reevaluate the facts of the case unless there is something that is determined to be either new information or egregiously wrong. When you appeal a criminal case, what you're actually doing is reviewing the procedure and ensuring that none of the defendant's rights were violated.
Yeah, making sure that he wasn't demon possessed and shit.
Well, listen to this.
When someone with that accent says, I don't recall, they're so lying.
Yes.
Never believe that accent when someone says they don't recall something.
If you're asking me about possession, I have to reserve that. But in the future, is evidence going to be presented to a court to help Ronnie DeFeo? Is possession part of that? The answer, still remains to be seen, but I think we're swaying towards the affirmative in that regard.
Court.
That right there completely shreds William Weber of every ounce of credibility. And here's why. What he is saying is that he is going to try to cooperate with a paranormal investigator to prove that Ronald DeFeo was possessed by demons, and that is why he killed his family, and he plans to bring this up on appeal. That is not legally possible. That does not exist. That is science fiction. He is outright lying when he says that. He's an appeals attorney. He knows better. He knows that that is not how it is done. It is only a review of the procedure. And here's an explanation.
Of New York State. If it is not, you can only bring up some new evidence, which that is how Bill tried to get the Lutz's testimony in the appeal. Stark ruled that the only evidence that was going to be allowed in the appeal for Bush was points of the trial.
There's nothing, absolutely nothing in that house.
He's not allowed to bring in new information. By him saying that he's going to try to do this is an outright deception. It is a lie. He was using that for audio clips and trying to get popularity by saying that that was going to be what he's going to do, while the entire time knowing that is not legally allowed.
Okay, so that's the lie. It's not that whether or not he was demon possessed. It's that can't be the basis for an appeal. And is somebody paying him?
He's getting. He's a public defender.
Oh, okay. So no.
So
he's just going the extra mile for his client, or claiming he's trying to go the extra mile.
Claiming it, knowing, and he was an appeals lawyer. He knew this was not possible. That was not allowed. At no point was this even in the books for him to try. But he's lying publicly, saying that this is what he's going to do.
Well, what sort of new information would you need in order that there was another guy in the house who also had a gun and maybe something like that? Okay, but
something that at first glance would make you think at first glance would make you think that there's a possibility that you prosecuted the wrong person.
Demon possession. They should have prosecuted this chief. Yeah.
Yeah. So then he's outright lying to the public, and then this happens. Remember Herman Race, the private investigator?
That ever convinced me, at any rate. Maybe I'm a bit of a skeptic, but I'm also a realist. I never saw anything to indicate this mystic phenomena and all that nonsense. And I use the word nonsense because that's exactly what it is.
The private investigator does a public interview saying Bill Weber's full of shit. There was no haunting. There was nothing
As Weber planned his
going
appeal
on.
of DeFeo's conviction, George and Kathleen Lutz developed a different plan of their own upon meeting Tam Mossman, an editor at Prentice Hall.
They basically went to Mr. Anson to write a book of their own, and Butch and Mr. Weber got nothing.
They cut Weber out of the book deal that they had proposed when they originally met. And they supposedly, they were introduced to this publisher by Weber, and they signed a deal with them that does not include Weber. Now, real quick, when we talk about the 50 books that Hans Holzer wrote, if you Google his name, this is the first book that comes up. Confessions of a Witch as Told by Heather to Hans Holzer. And we had to cover up the nipples because there are tits on the cover of the book. Man. He wrote soft-core paranormal porn. That is what Hans Holzer did. The guy with the horse, he wrote this.
That's excellent. I actually respect him more now.
Here is where we are going to conclude tonight's show with
Confessions of a Witch. Oh my God.
With a couple of questions, or actually a couple of ideas. So now that we've established that William Weber is not in touch with the Lutzes, why is he getting involved with these paranormal investigators and going back to the house nearly a year later? And I'm going to propose an idea as to why. So what did we learn from the video? We learned that Hans Holzer says that William Weber reached out to him. Weber denies it, but then backtracks. And then he says that the idea of possession as a defense to the murders in DeFeo's appeal was Holzer's idea. But William Weber discusses possession as a potential legitimate defense for the appeal process in that interview we saw him. He's the one proposing that. So for him to deny it is completely hypocritical because, in fact, we have him on tape saying, yep, we think we're going to go with demon possession for appeal. And he says it to an interviewer. So when you hear the word, appeal, we've already discussed that. Basically, criminal appeals do not reconsider the facts of a case. It's only a reexamination of the court's procedure to ensure that the defendant's rights had not been violated. So the facts of the case are irrelevant. But he's arguing this. Why did he pretend that this was even a possibility? The defense wasn't even legally on the table as a matter of court procedure, but he kept trying to keep this story alive. He knew better, but just played along as if it was possible to introduce this possession defense at the appeal. So why did he do it? Think about it. And then also think about Herman Race, the private investigator that was issued or assigned to the case by Judge Signorelli, does a public interview finding no evidence of a haunting and states it publicly in a TV interview. Herman Race's opinion could potentially be interpreted as ruining Weber's credibility as a lawyer. But here's the more important thing for this story. It could ruin Weber's book deal. That is how he got connected with the Lutzes in the first place, was that he had already had a pending book deal and tried to get them involved into it to write their story. So now if he loses the appeal, doesn't keep the story, basically the momentum of the story going, and now he's being publicly criticized for all of his points of demon possession and house haunting, he could lose the book deal by not being a credible person to write this quote-unquote true story. It would appear as if Weber's relationship with the Lutzes has soured, so that's why he picked a third-party, unaffiliated paranormal investigator to provide a new opinion to keep Weber's book deal alive. It's just a theory, but does it make sense?
Right. So what you're saying is, once again, it all comes down to race. Got it?
Yes. Pat, tell me, you got a quizzical look on your face. Am I making sense here?
Well, it's so convoluted, but yeah, I mean, like he had to. I mean, the guy was in it to make money from the beginning. This lawyer, and frankly, I think that he's about as credible as any of these assholes.
I agree. I totally agree.
Which is not at all credible. Yeah.
He is a piece of shit, and
I haven't seen one person on here who's not a fucking piece of shit.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Like I hate this whole. I hate this house. I fucking. I wish they'd let DeMeo out so we could go and fucking shoot the rest of these assholes. You know, I mean, that would be awesome. I mean, the murder would be the most interesting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, really. And at least he's involved with that. But what a dumb defense I was possessed at the time. The devil made me do it, literally.
And as a closing point before we finish tonight's episode, thank you everyone for sticking around with us, doing this with us. This is the story's still not over. We still have a lot more to go. But before we end it here, let me just throw this one thing out at you. We're going to, despite all of this effort from William Weber to keep the story going, to keep it, within the zeitgeist of public discussion, and even flat out disingenuously lying about the appeals process in order to bring more attention to the story, a later documentary reveals William Weber saying that he was never convinced there was a haunting. And that is where we're going to end it. And I guess maybe we can go to the lever just as kind of a little bit of a palate cleanser before we sign off. So here you go.
Progress! Progress!
There you have it, folks.
I'm going to be cleansing palettes galore on my stream immediately after this. So if anybody wants to come and hang out and maybe some Dabbleverse shit and some music and whatever.
But Pat, tell me that this is not an interesting story.
Oh no, it's fucking yeah. It's very intricate and very no. Of course it's interesting. Of course it's interesting. But I mean, I just hate. It started with Lutz. And I felt a little I felt the hair on the back of my neck stand up, and I saw, an image of a girl. I told her to go to a light, and it's evil spirit shit. These are, again, grown-ups, grown-up men and women sitting around having seances and shit. Ugh.
I hated the Warrens before I learned this story. And when I actually learned this whole story, I thought of them as people who were not deserving of basic American human rights. I'm like, these are disgusting, disgusting animals. So that's just me. But before we go, and folks, let me tell you, it gets nuttier.
And I wasn't trying to put a sour fucking note at the end of it or anything like that. I just God.
You're 100% right.
No, I'm with you. In which there's not a likable person in this bunch, but that's what's so fascinating about it is that everyone is trying to get a piece of the pie of this horrible tragedy and with no dignity attached to any of it. Like everyone is just trying to reach and grab to get this tiny little piece of a fake story. Honestly, it's so disgusting and grotesque.
No dignity.
This is what's going on.
The only one I've liked in the whole thing is Heather. I assume that's Heather there with the nipples.
That's Heather. Yes. Heather with the nipples. Yes.
She looks like a good witch.
It's insane. It is an insane story. And
look at all that ectoplasm coming out of her pussy.
I'm going to be shooting some ectoplasm here soon. Dooba-dooba-doo. Thank you for the $5. Fun show, guys. Love the idea of a live ghost hunting episode. Would you do your own ghost hunting or tag along with paranormal? Yeah, we'll leave it to the experts. I'll just be farting and laughing the whole time.
Or maybe you could just you could guide, like I said, Jake Hudson. Just say, Jake, okay, we're ghost hunting. Look under the bed.
And he'll be like, no, I don't want to.
Any strange blackness growing around the creases in your shower?
Have you noticed any diarrhea in your toilet that hasn't been flushed? Oh yeah, no, every day.
Actually, that's by the way, that's mold.
Do we have any ghosts? And by the way, are you ghosts dead?
Got another request for the lever. All right, just for you, One Pun.
Yes, you're amazing, dude. Thanks again.
Thank you very much.
You're insecure about some weird thing in your life. Let's take it out on the Carm. Let's put some harm on Carm. Fuck these people. It's not gonna fucking register until you get to my goddamn face.
Was that a Lombardi trophy in the background?
Spoken like
a lot of that shit that's there was not in my room. It's AI just added shit. I gotta say real quick, I was telling Luigi, because Luigi sent me a clip about Bob, talking about being on the show. And and I said that avatar is pretty much what I look like. I was like, I'm a fat white guy. And Bob was like, yeah, I had fun with Luigi and Gummi chainsaw her. And he admits he's a fat slob. I was like, whoa. He's like, I didn't say all that.
He did. He goes, no, at first he goes, yeah, this is Gummi chainsaw her. He's a cat.
And he admits he's a fat slob. I was like, Jesus, I didn't go that far.
Show's got a talking cat on. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he
was great though. But that really made me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said he had a great time. But all right, folks, we're going to call it a night. Thank you very much for sticking around.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, we will not have a show on Friday. This hopefully will make up for that. Everyone has been fantastic. Thank you for the generosity. Thank you for sticking around. Just watching the show is support, and we are grateful. If you don't mind hitting that like button, dropping in a comment, of course, that would be helpful too. But we do not ask for money. But when you send it,
hey, what up,
it definitely makes our night a lot more enjoyable, and we are very, very grateful. Deadful, welcome. Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing you, brother.
And folks, let's see here. Pat, what would you like to plug, sir?
I'll be going right now in about 5 minutes over at P. Dixon. So if people want to, they're not done watching shit yet.
I assume you're going to be talking about psychics and haunted houses.
No, the last thing I'll be talking about.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And Gummi, how about you?
Please, Hackamania, come by my merch table, say hi, say what up. I got a bunch of free giveaways. Please, if you can, support. I got a bunch of trinkets and fun stuff, fun souvenirs for sale. Luigi will be hanging out with me also. So my two beautiful assistants will be with me for the weekend. So please come and say hello.
One of them has big tins of cheese.
Yes, big tins of cheese. Big fucking tins of cheese. The lovely and beautiful Tiff and the gorgeous Luigi Greenberg will be my assistants.
Hey,
so please come say hello. So,
folks, thank you so much. And tomorrow we're going to be doing Unboxing Eric on Hack Ride Studios channel. And Thursday night doing Unboxing Riley Martin. And then Friday, I don't know. We'll see what we got going around. Oh, yeah. Vegas, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will make cat crap if you want. I got a lot of fun stuff. So check it out. I got some cool shit. So, and I got a new shirt dropping tomorrow on my site.
Thank you so much. It's been a long night. We all want to go eat and go to sleep. Thank you very much. Have a great one. Remember, stay skeptical.
Stay skeptical.
and
yes,
Pat just knocked himself out. That's the way he goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
It's not you're just a dumbass. No spirit would care about your boring, lazy ass. Nobody's moving pictures or opening your cupboards. You just got a goldfish memory, my brother. So don't call me with this bullshit. Oh.
That's right, it sucks.